If I could learn one skill this year, 2025, to learn to generate thousands of dollars, this is the skill that I would want to learn, okay? And I've actually used it to generate millions online. You can see an award that I won right there, right? And this skill is basically learning to sell products on the internet, okay? You want to do it online, and I learned how to do this because I knew that the internet's really, really powerful, right? And if you think about it, the internet, you can basically do this from anywhere. So you can do this from any country, you can be anyone, as long as you have a computer and an internet connection, maybe a phone, right? You probably have a phone because you're watching this right now on TikTok, yeah? Then you can learn to sell products on the internet. Super cool, right? But I wouldn't sell any product, right? Because if you think about it, if you just look at the shelf right now, right? There's all sorts of stuff, right? I could sell that Yoda, I could sell this little board thing, I could sell, this light here, right? So many different things you can sell, but all of this stuff is physical stuff, okay? I don't like selling physical stuff because the profit margins are super small because all of these things need to be manufactured in a factory, right? But if you have something that's digital, something that can be consumed online where someone can just get a login, the profit margins are much, much higher because they don't need to be produced in a factory, right? They get produced one time, and then after that, the second, third, fourth, 100th, 500th product is just free. You just give them a download basically, right? That's why it's so profitable, okay? So when you learn to market and sell digital products, that's how you can generate income like this. That's how I actually did that, right? And it's not difficult, right? You just need to learn how to do it. And the way that I learned how to do that is through courses, through mentorship, through books, right? If you check this out, right, these are just some of the books that I've read on business and marketing online and making money and financial investment and things like that, and understanding how to generate more income for yourself. It's really about learning how to market online, learning how to promote. And if you can do these two things, so learn to market online, right? Learn to market on places like TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, right? Snapchat, whatever it is, okay? Paid advertising, Facebook marketing, Google Display Network, search engine optimization. These are all different ways to get attention. This is all internet marketing. When you have that skill set, that number one skill set to learn to market, you can pretty much sell anything. But then if you combine it with a skill where you're selling other people's digital products, that combination right there is super duper powerful. That's how I was able to generate millions of dollars. That's how I changed my life. It's how I retired my mom. It's how I quit my full-time job a few years ago, right? And I do this, full-time from home. And these two skill sets will probably not go away for a very, very long time because the internet is so powerful, right? So this year, if I had to learn one thing in order to completely change my life, right? Quit my full-time job, replace my income, travel the world, things like that, it would be to learn to market online. Use the internet, combine that with selling digital products, super duper powerful, right? And so do whatever you can to learn how to do that, right? Find mentors, get books like I have over here, right? This is a small collection, I've got a big collection outside, right? Get courses, right? Learn how to market on TikTok, learn how to market on Facebook, learn how to market on YouTube. There's so much great information out there, but you have to go